REED-BBS, BBS, Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies, Televisión, Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. So this weekend we got DC versus Stipe 3. Ooh, wee. Okay. Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier for the UFC Heavyweight Championship of the World. UFC 252. It's like that, man. We got a pretty good undercard also. We got Sugar Sean O'Malley and his rainbow-colored hair and his rainbow-colored poodle versus Marlon Cheeto Vera. It's like this. I like everything about O'Malley. I really do. His combination of charisma and creative strikes. Dare I say, it's Conor-esque. It's Conor-esque. He's like a right-handed Conor, man. He's got his own different type of swag, but just the hype surrounding him, his body type, the way he's finishing this level of competition in the manner that he is, reminds me of Conor coming up through the UFC ranks. And yes, I'm digging the Sugar Show, in case you couldn't tell. We also got Junior Dos Santos, JDS versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. All due respect to JDS. But my man is done, dog. He's done. He's just a name at this point. And literally, he's being fed to Rozenstruik, who's coming off the Ngannou loss, where he got ambushed. It's like this. If Rozenstruik can't beat JDS, this version of JDS, if he was who we thought he was, he should get rid of JDS pretty quickly and early and easily. Which brings us to the main event, DC versus Stipe. I gotta go DC here. Dad by DC. In the two fights, if nothing else, we've learned DC's the better, quicker, sharper striker and the better wrestler. We didn't see much wrestling in UFC 226 because all it took was a short right hand out of the clinch and boom! DC, he took Stipe's title, had his head bouncing off the canvas. Clatter off that canvas, like Conor would say. UFC 241. I mean, DC dominated Stipe early. It was again superior striking, only this time he worked in wrestling. But I think in my heart of hearts that DC got greedy and he got tired and he neglected his wrestling. He neglected his wrestling before he got tired because he was greedy. He thought, hey, I can outstrike this guy, I'm gonna knock him out again. And the thing about it, dad bods ain't really built for 5 hard rounds, typically. Not typically. DC says he couldn't train wrestling because of a back injury. And I'm not doubting that he had a back injury, but I think beyond that, he got overconfident in his striking in that fight, in the rematch. He won't do that again. And after that, 13 well-placed body blows, DC was gone and literally got beat down to the ground. I don't see that happening again either. All in all, these are two very likable dudes. One of those fights where you hate to see either individual lose. Stipe, he's a buff Woody Harrelson looking motherfucker. DC, he got that black Rudy, that black Sean Astin looking ass motherfucker. But all that said, two good dudes. I got DC by late KO or unanimous decision. And then he rides off into the sunset in retirement. REED-BBS, BBS, Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies, Televisión, Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.